guys, what's up? I figured why not start my channel off with mine and my husband's story on how we met. My husband and I met in 2015. I was a senior in high school and so was he. I was new to the school. It was my very first day. I knew the area. I've been back and forth to that city, from my city to that city, plenty of times. Like, all my family was there. I knew the area from, like, when I was a little bitty child. I mean, I was born there, and then I moved over to a different city. I had convinced my parents that I wanted to move back to that city. And for the sake of this video, we're gonna call it Southtown. And we'll call my city that I came from, we'll call it Northtown. I had convinced my parents that I wanted to move back to Southtown. I wanted to graduate from the same high school that they graduated from. That was my mission, and I was going to accomplish it whether they were coming with me or I was going to live with my grandma. And so, we all packed up and we moved to Southtown. Alright, so it was about 2 weeks after we actually moved there that I started school. It was like February, I think February 15th was my first day of school. And brand new school that I knew none of the kids, and I was like terrified. Well, I wasn't terrified, but I was nervous. Anyways, so when I got to the school that day, it was like the middle of the school day. So I hadn't gone to the first half of my classes because I was in the guidance counselor's office. She was going over the schedule, the rules of the school, you know, uniform. Well, they didn't have a uniform. I guess you would call it just like the dress code. Like, you can't wear this, you can't wear that kind of thing. Like, nothing too short, nothing too revealing. I get to the first class that I'm going to that day, which was gym. I think, oh gosh, I want to say it was my 4th period because there were 7 periods. Anyways, so it was gym, and I'm sitting on the bleachers because there's a pep rally on the same day as my first day of school. Imagine that. So anyways, I'm sitting on the bleachers because they have the bleachers out. They're getting ready for the pep rally. Nobody's dressing out that day because of the pep rally. So everybody's just kind of chilling in the gym, talking, you know, in their little groups. And I was like, okay, I don't know anybody here. I don't know any of these people. Gosh. No. I was like, I don't know anybody here. So I just kind of sat by myself at the bottom of the bleachers on the way far side of the gym. And I was just like kind of just chilling, texting my friends from Northtown. I was like, guys, I think I made a mistake. All these girls look stuck up. I don't know if I'm going to click with anybody here. Fast forward a little bit, and towards like, I wouldn't say the middle. It was pretty much the beginning of class, but like not the very, very, very beginning. It had been like at least 10, 15 minutes into the class when this guy that was sitting up at the top of the bleachers with these 2 girls, I heard him coming down from the bleachers because, you know, boom, boom, boom on bleachers, and you know, they're shaky in their bleachers. They're not stable. So this guy, he comes and he's coming down the bleachers, and I kind of scoot over. I'm like, well, let me give him space. You know, he wants to get down. I'll give him space. And he just sits right on next to me. Wait, sitting by yourself. And I was like, oh, guys, I get scared easily. So I was like, I'm over here. I'm shaking. I'm like, oh my gosh, you scared me. All this. He's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry. I just was coming to introduce myself. Just wanted to know, you know, why you were sitting by yourself and everything. He's like, you're new here? I was like, yeah, you know, new here. First day, that's why I'm sitting by myself, because I don't know anybody. I don't have friends here. So he was like, well, you know, let me see your schedule. Opens up my schedule. He's like, oh, we have the next class together. I was like, oh, cool, you know, that's cool. And I'm still like shaking. I'm texting my friends. I'm like, this really cute guy just came and sat next to me, but he's scared of me. So I was like, well, there goes his first impression of me. He thinks I'm some freaking weird scaredy cat chick. I was like, oh, well, that's great, you know. So anyways, fast forward to the end of class. He's like, well, I'll walk you to the next class. You know, we have it together. I'll walk you there. I was like, cool, no problem. So we're walking to the next class, and he's just asking me more about myself, you know, where I came from. He complimented my nails because, you know, in high school I always had really good makeup, I had really good hair, and my nails were always done because I had a job and I could do those things because I was independent and I did my own thing. But not anymore. So we're walking to the next class, and we get in there, and I show the teacher my schedule. I'm like, this is my first day, I'm new here, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, sit anywhere you want. He's like, you're going to sit by me. I was like, since I know you, yeah. I went over there, I'm like, hey. And I sat right next to him. So that was my seat. Now, I don't know if anybody sat there before, but that was my seat now. Anyways, so... you know, we were talking more in that class. You can't really goof off too much because I think it was like government. But yeah, fast forward to the end of that class, and it is lunchtime. And he's like, who are you going to sit with at lunch? And literally, I only knew him. So I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know anybody here. I'll probably just sit by myself. He's like, you can sit with me. Okay, I'll sit with you. I'll sit with you. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I was like, all right, I'll sit with you, no problem. So he walks me to the lunchroom, and he walks with me to get my food. Bought me a smoothie and I think some chicken nuggets with like a hot batter. Anyway, it's a predominantly Hispanic town. So yeah, a lot of spicy stuff. You know, me, I'm spicy. Anyways, so we sit down at this table, and it's just me and him, really, and 3 other people. 2 girls and a dude. And out of nowhere, she's like, oh, this girl, she's like, hi, I'm gonna call her Kayla. And I was like, oh, hi, you know, and she goes, and for the sake of this video, I mean, I don't want you guys knowing my husband's name either, so I'm going to call him Toby. She's like, hi, I'm Kayla, I'm Toby's sister. I was like, oh, you guys related, oh. I was like, well, hi, I'm Celeste, I'm new here, it's my first day, don't mind me. And she was like, oh, you're really pretty. I was like, oh. Compliments like everywhere, because in Northtown, everybody already knew me. Like, we grew up together, so nobody was like, oh, you're really pretty out the blue, you know. So yeah, she was like, you're really pretty. I was like, oh, thank you. So are you? You know, she really is. She's so pretty. Me and Toby, we sat there and we talked, you know, during lunch. You know, I was really shy. I'm a really shy person, believe it or not. I know I don't come across as shy in this video because I'm like, hey, 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 hey. But I'm also in my own house. Aw, you guys, my husband just texted me saying he loved me. And right in the middle of me talking about how we got together. Oh, I love him. My next class was on the way opposite side of the school than his class. But he still decided he was going to walk me to my next class. So he walked me. So he walks me to ROTC. And then after ROTC, I'm walking out the classroom. And all of a sudden, I look out the corner of my eye. And there is Toby waiting for me after class. I said, oh, my heart. My heart. Boom, boom. Anyways, so Toby walks me to my last class. He's like, who are you sitting with at the pep rally? Because I was like, I might probably just, you know, chill, sit by myself. Yeah, I'm like a loner. And he was like, no, sit with me. I'll meet you here after class. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll wait for you. Like, that's cool, no problem. You know, me and my shy self. I was like, cool. I was like, I'll wait for you after class then. He's like, all right, I'll find you right here. So come to the end of engineering, and he is outside of my classroom door. And we walk into the pep rally. And this is where it gets good. Because we get to that pep rally, and then we're sitting by each other. He's like, you know, talking to me. He takes my phone. He puts in his number. He puts in his Snapchat. All of a sudden, you know, he starts hugging me, and he was and pushing me, you know, playing around, flirting. I was like, okay. But anyways, I was playing it off, you know, just kind of playing with him. Stop! Oh my gosh! You know how girls are, right? Anyways, so at the end of the pep rally, he's like, do you walk? I was like, oh no, I live over by the lake. The lake is like not that far, but it's like 3-4 miles. Anyways, so I was like, no, I live over by the lake. He's like, oh, so you drove? I was like, no, I don't drive. I have my permit, but not my license. I was like, I don't drive, not yet. I don't have my license yet, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, so you ride a bus? I was like, yeah, I ride the bus. He's like, well, don't worry, I'll walk you to your bus. He's like, you sure you don't want to ride home? He's like, no, I use the bus. It's fine, you know. He's like, are you sure you don't want to ride home? I can drive you home. It's fine. I drive. I was like, no, it's fine. I'll ride the bus. Don't worry. It's cool, you know. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Anyway, so we get to the bus, and I see my little brother sitting in the front seat of the bus. I was like, boy, he gonna see me with Toby. So, you know, we get to the bus, and I'm like, okay, well, thanks. I was like, well, thanks for driving me, you know. And Toby's like, yeah. I mean, driving me. Walking me. Toby's like, yeah, no problem. You know, I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, okay, bye. See you tomorrow. I gotta get on the bus. He hugged me, and I was like, okay. So I gave him a hug back, you know, and then I got on the bus, and here comes my little brother. My brother goes, it's the first day of school, and you already got a boyfriend. I was like, he's not my boyfriend. In my head, I'm like, he's gonna be my boyfriend, but he's not my boyfriend yet. So that was that. And so, anyways, fast forward, we're home that night. I get a message on Kik. I get a Kik message. But the little circle where they show like your profile picture, it was just black, right? And the username was just 3 dots. And it was like, ... requests to connect with you or something like that. However it says when you get a new message from people that aren't on your Kik list, right? So, I open it and it says, hey baby. I was like, who's this? And then they reply, what, you got another man? Do you have another boyfriend or something along those lines? I was like, I know who this is. I was like, hey Toby. He's like, how'd you know it was me? I was like, I just knew it. I'm good. So, yeah, that was how I got his Kik. I thought that was hilarious. I don't know how he found my Kik. I don't know. But, yeah, that's how I got his Kik. So, you know, that was cool. Hey, he liked me. He gonna be my boyfriend. Anyways, that was like the first day that I met him. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up here, you guys. Thanks for watching my story time. If you would like another, let me know in the comments. I only have like 3 subscribers right now, so I doubt I'll get any comments, but it'd be cool if I did. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and like my video. And stay tuned for part 2, because even if I don't get any comments to make it, I'm still gonna have so many stories to tell, and I'm so excited to do this series, and hopefully it gains some views. I'm not expecting like a million bajillion views, but like a couple hundred, that'd be cool. Even if I got like 50 views, I'd be like, thanks guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day, and stay tuned for my next video. Subscribe. Bye.